All right, before we get Rebel Moon, we're promised more Rebel Moon. That's right. Zack Snyder took to Twitter, gave us this exciting announcement. His words, not mine. But listen, I know he's got a lot of fans. I know some of you are going to be very excited. So you're excited and counting down to Rebel Moon, his Star Wars film. And now you're going to have a new comic book prequel series. So let's read this tweet real quick. We'll get right through this. Excited to announce the Rebel Moon universe is expanding beyond the screen with a prequel comic series. Issue number 1, Rebel Moon House of the Bloodaxe will be published by Titan Comics on January 10th, 2024, and available comics sold. So I think the real news with this was that Mags has a job. That's right. Mags Visaggio has, I don't know, divided some comic book fans, right? So if you don't know, Mags is a transgender now woman and has been very divisive towards people who are not pro-trans. That's my synopsis of that. Not trying to create any more hate or animosity. Good on them, getting a 4-part comic book series. I believe the art is Clark Bint. Colors are Francesco Segala. Not familiar with either one of those. And basically, there's different variant covers already being promised. And the story description is set 5 years before the events depicted in Rebel Moon, Part 1, A Child of Fire. The comic House of the Bloodaxe provides backstory for characters of Devra, Darien Bloodaxe, leaders of the band of outlaw revolutionaries, which is Cleopatra Coleman and Ray Fisher, and their formidable family's history. As war is looming on the horizon on the planet Shasu, the leader of the Bloodaxe family is conflicted between living up to the father's domineering legacy, maintaining the peace. It's up to him to settle the conflicts within himself, his family, before the entire planet erupts into war. So, so this was picked up. I mean, it's picked up a couple places. I know I saw Bounding. They had a couple of the other press release photos and things like that. And it's already being touted as, sort of like essential reading and that kind of thing. So again, I don't have much to say. We'll take a look at it maybe after the film and the movie comes out and those kinds of things, see where we're at on things. I think that, Mags has always been sort of a divisive figure now in modern comics, especially with Comicsgate and some of the other things rising. I think there's been little spit spat whatevers between them. I personally have never interacted with Mags. I have no animosity one way or the other. Fair what, do whatever, do you, man. Hopefully, you can get some money coming in and you're doing all right. So, but I know there's also been a lot of crazy stuff that's happened and none of that involves me. But so I don't know. Are you excited about Rebel Moon? This is a very interesting one for me in particular because it is the Star Wars film that Zach couldn't get made. We know the state of Disney Star Wars is just, in my opinion, just complete disarray and shambles, and that any originality into sort of like that science fiction space opera genre is going to be welcomed. I don't have the utmost. I'm not the cheerleader of the Zack Snyder verse and the Snyder films. I'm probably in the camp that thinks that Dawn of the Dead 300 are probably among his best works. Watchmen has aged well. Those are all on the backs of other people. When he's done his own thing, especially within the DCEU, I thought he ended up with like a great looking Trinity and started off with moments that are fine, but he also couldn't get out of his own way. And then, of course, tragedy struck and derailed the whole process. So we'll never quite know exactly what we would have gotten. And I'm just happy that he can find a way to navigate through. Netflix has been hit and miss. So, so I'm interested to see Titan Comics, of course. I think they're the ones that are behind publishing the new Conan book. So good on them trying to find some nice household names and some other cool licensing for them to do to get their stuff out there as well. So give me your thoughts on this. Is something you're interested in or not? How are your thoughts on Rebel Moon, Zack Snyder, and all of that as well? So there you have it. Take care, everybody. I am Pops.
Yeah.